saggy pants come from? It would originally start in prison, where the inmates would sag their pants to display their homosexuality, or if they had a cellmate, or one of those things. And then that got adopted on the streets with different gang-related activities. And kind of lost. Where to go next? Getting it? Would you like to come here? I guess we'll go on to the next topic. The dress code in certain schools or in the workplace does not allow certain forms of sagging your pants. At our school, it is against dress code to sag your pants. However, it is not enforced at all. Zero. They really don't care. If a man would go and sag his pants, the school board would see that as nothing. It's okay. Just, hey, son, pull up your pants. But they don't enforce it. If a female would go and sag her pants, it's immediately vulgar, and the school board would suspend or apply a dress code violation to that said woman. And if you look at many professional workplaces, how many of those people actually do sag their pants? It is what's a good word? Professional. Is it appropriate? Back onto the subject of the gang-related activities. Those who do sag their pants would be considered involved in certain gang activities due to the fact that gangs would sometimes wear different colored undergarments to show what gang they were in. And they would call themselves gangsters. If you look at the word gangster, the first part of it is gang. Gangs are often related to violence and disturbing the peace in many neighborhoods. And one of their points, which I feel what they would bring up, would be that following the saggy pants is within their rights of the First Amendment, freedom of dress or expression. So if they're saying that they have a right to wear that, then wouldn't I have the right to wear a swastika shirt or a white cap and gown and walk through any neighborhood? That would be completely outrageous, and they wouldn't allow it. But they can sag their pants through any establishment and gets overlooked because, I have the right to. Thank you.
there's also excessive fines. In Dublin, Georgia, there's a fine of $200 for sagging your pants. It's ridiculous. Anybody would say that that is just over the top. And there is another law in Virginia that makes it a criminally, it's a, how do I explain it? It's a criminal offense, yes. And then there's another states, there's some states in Illinois, Louisiana, that it makes up a fine up to $500 and or up to 6 months in prison. That is over excessive and does break the 8th Amendment, which is excessive fines and cruel and unusual punishments. It also, in most of those towns and cities that have passed those laws and bans on sagging pants have high elderly population. They have an elderly population. Back when they were younger, they didn't have that stuff. They didn't have sagging pants or any of that. So what they value then goes up to when they're older, and in places like Jacksonville and bigger cities, there's a lot more younger population which believe in it. But in some cities, without many children and teens that do sag their pants, there's not much opposition against any of the laws, so they get passed anyways. So
is how a lot of times people think that sagging your pants promotes your personality kind of thing, like your different dress wear and stuff. But what I was thinking is if all of your friends are doing it, if gangs are doing it, if groups of people are doing it, then how does it really promote your individuality if everybody is doing it? So, yeah, along with that, it's really the idea of sagging your pants and showing your underwear or whatever it's really inappropriate. Like, there's laws against public indecency and stuff, so, and like, your undergarments are supposed to be worn under your clothes, so why would anybody want to wear them shown? So, so it was really just inappropriate, and like, that wasn't what they were intended to do with that type of clothing. So it's really just not great. Is there yeah, so
we also have the right to speak also. Yes, it is expression, showing your opinions and like going around, but a majority of us do not do that in public and whenever we're working on a job. Now, can we go around sagging? No. In our works, they'd get up to us and be like, you need to go home. No, none of us would be allowed to do that, especially like in this library. There's no way that would fly. We can't even run up and down the hallways in here. But the Eighth Amendment is also the excessive fine. Yeah, they do excessive fining, but they do it for a reason. A lot of people get up there, and since the gangs come up and they're starting to talk about the gang-related, they even have t-shirts. Like if you wear a solid color t-shirt, you're supposedly in a gang sometimes. But gangs try to find different ways to get out of that. So, say you're in a gang and you're wearing necklaces. They have different ways, but they also have it whenever you show your underwear. So, what they do is they sag their pants to your underwear. And so you have like solid undergarment. And would you want your children going around sagging with red underwear if that means that they're in a gang? I don't think so. No school would want a gang-related object being spread around with it. Yeah, elderly people do get mad if they see people walking around with sagging and stuff like that. But they never had the chance to sit there and get a grasp of what it is until later on. They didn't, and when they were in their jails, they didn't start sagging until they realized that they could sag. Does that kind of make sense? Like, they started sagging because they wanted to express themselves in a way that got their sexuality and stuff like that. Well, when it came up, people around the cities and stuff like that, they started realizing that this wasn't right. They needed to put a stop to this. So the elderly population, since they're smart, I mean, they've been here a lot longer than we have. They're sitting around, they're getting an understanding, and they know where it's coming from. They've all seen it. They've been there before. So they don't want to have to, they want us as children to realize that there's a reason not to wear them. It's not because they're getting mad at us. It's not because they're yelling at us. They're just telling us that it's not the right thing to do because we don't want it to spread. Because once everybody else starts sagging their pants, it's going to become the next thing on the runway. And everybody in the world's going to do it for the wrong reason. So we don't want it to get out there globally. We want it to just end. And that's it.
Good evening, everybody. So, as Samantha just stated, that the expression of gang-related affiliation through baggy pants and other things such as necklaces or t-shirts, she brought it into more of a social matter than a legal matter, and it doesn't bring it as so much as a state priority or obligation to ban it. It's more of a social matter, therefore the state should and cannot have a hand in this banning of pants, sagging pants. It's similar to during the Vietnam War, the protesters wore the black armbands, and this was banned, and it increased in tons of social outrage and protests. So what started as a peaceful protest through the black armbands was banned, and it sometimes became violent. Also, how with the gang-related affiliation, it's kind of like banning socks. If I wore purple socks, does that mean that I'm in a gang? Does that mean that you can ban this because I'm in a gang and I'm wearing purple socks? What if someone else wears purple socks if they're not in a gang? Does that mean that they should be fined, that they're violent people, that it's registered as a crime? Much of this is no longer gang-related, and in society, people wear this as a fashion statement. Celebrities such as Zac Efron and David Beckham, they sag their pants on the runway. And as far as research has told us, they're not related to gangs. This has become more of a fashion statement, kind of like miniskirts were in the 1960s. It's not something that's related to revolt or rebellion. It's just a way of wearing clothes. It's just a social matter. It's not a legal matter for the state to have a hand in. Also, their argument about the workplace. In the workplace, it's a private business, and in our capitalist government, workplaces and privatized areas are allowed to post their own rules as long as they don't break any of the laws. And in a privatized area, yes, it is legal to ban certain attires, but in public places, it's